how do you think the Magic should be approaching this draft specifically?
Yeah, it's a hard question because I feel like no team in the lottery has a harder upside, like really just evaluation, right, with their roster than Orlando because they have a former number one pick. They've been kind of rebuilding. This is year 2.5, kind of, because 21 doesn't really count, but they still got like an absolute lottery ticket that night on draft night. So they're in this weird position. They have most of their stuff, but they really need to find like some key role players. But at the same time, they probably need to consolidate the roster. So they're in a weird conundrum. I think ultimately they should pick at one of 6 or 11. And I'm going to be honest, I would trade out of 6 entirely. Maybe you can move back, but to save roster space and maybe get some more assets to trade for somebody, I would move out of 6 entirely and be happy at 11. I'm more comfortable in knowing I would get a surefire NBA player it's got the floor ceiling combination almost better than at 11 than at 6 because to me, there's too much boomer bust at 6.
That's interesting. So we've been hearing a lot, and what I have definitely been saying is I don't want to keep both. I want to, get rid of one solely for really my reasoning different than yours. My reasoning, well, you said consolidate, which is kind of the same reasoning, but as far as like the boomer bust, I really hadn't thought about where the boomer bust prospects lie more. And so that's super interesting to hear, trade out of 6. What do you think 6 could hold value of? We're talking about who is there and who we hear all the time between, Oscar Thompson, Taylor Hendricks, Jarris Walker. Like, what kind of value do you think 6 holds and could maybe get this team asset wise?
Yeah, I think just in general, you could, if you moved out of 6 entirely, I mean, the Magic already have 2 picks in 2025, which looks really strong. 2024 does not, so I would prefer not to have those picks, but it's easier to get year after year, just keep moving back one than go, hey, we want 2025, because other teams know this, right? Like it's easier, and also it handicaps teams more to trade deeper in the future. So I think for me, you get a couple future picks, maybe a player in there too, but I mean, several future picks. Obviously, the Magic don't value second round picks. Like I'd be shocked if they pick at 36. Honestly, in the second round entirely, like I can count on one hand how many Magic players have been picked in the second round since this front office took over in, I think, 2017. And I think you would have to just be able to, like Oklahoma City, right? They're the perfect example. They could probably keep 12 and they have 4, I think, 2024 first round picks. You could probably just take those and call it a day.